Hey guys, what's going on? It's Sandtrap Gaming here, and today I'm going to talk a bit about Destiny's PvP and how you can get better. Tired of going negative in the Crucible? Well, I'm going to try to help you get positive. In this gameplay, I believe I go something like 20 and 3, and I used the weapons that I had properly. I was using Thorn and a shotgun, so yes, get mad at me for that. But it's still very difficult to go on extremely large streaks like this against good players. So I'm going to give you some tips in this series. So this is episode 1. So in episode 1, I just want to talk about your loadout. You know, what you're going to use, what class, what weapons, all that. So starting off, we have to talk about the meta of this game. So the meta, if you don't already know, is basically the database of the PvP element. So it's talking about if the weapons are strong, if they are weak, my bad, or if they are somewhere in between. In other words, balance. So right now the meta stands that shotguns are powerful, and coupling it with blink is extremely powerful. And the other extremely powerful thing in this game is hand cannons. Now, to say that hand cannons are OP is true, but it's very difficult to balance a game like this because of how every weapon does something different. For instance, Thorn has damage over time, and not many, if any, other weapons do this. This causes a huge issue in balancing this weapon. In my opinion, it should have been a DLC weapon. However, as I was saying, you're going to want to pick weapons that are good in the meta. So pulse rifles, some scout rifles such as Mida, possibly Deadshot Luna. However, Deadshot Luna isn't amazing unless you get a really solid reroll. But pulse rifles and hand cannons are pretty much your go-to. I'd recommend, blue pulse rifles, and then that's just for when you're starting out. And then when you get to having legendaries, try to always use your legendary hand cannon as your primary in Crucible. You're also going to want to couple it with something that, supports it very well. It's kind of like in sports, you want to put a sniper and a playmaker together so that they support each other and help each other out, making them both more productive. It's the same thing with weapons. You're going to want to put something like Hawkmoon or Thorn with a shotgun fusion rifle, and then you're going to want to put, unless it's in an extremely close scenario kind of map, you're going to want to almost always put a sniper with the last word. This way all of the ranges are covered with both loadouts, allowing for you to have ease of the map and not having to worry about where you are positionally as much as with other loadouts. So an example of this is my Thorn and my Judgment. It's a great combo, and it really does wonders, as you can see on this map, because of Thorn and its ability at, mid to close to mid to long. In some cases, it works almost perfectly with a shotgun, in the fact that it'll almost always be like, oh shit, he's really close. Instead of trying to outgun the last word, I can just switch to a shotgun and kill him. And at mid to long range, I can simply use my Thorn, and because of its better stability and range than the last word, it really does do wonders. So now that we have the specials and primaries, you're going to want to worry about your heavy. Now your heavy is broken down basically into two categories: pew pew and do do do. Okay, so if you didn't get that, rockets or chain guns. Now, machine guns are great if you want to get a bunch of kills. However, you're going to actually have to work really hard for these kills, as opposed to rockets, just, you kind of popping them and then not really worrying as much. In saying this, however, it is crucial that in some scenarios you use a rocket, such as in Trials of Osiris. Use a rocket. Another example of when to use a rocket is if you're going to rush with heavy. If you're going to wait about a minute before encountering an enemy when heavy spawns in, go with the chain gun because you're going to get a shit ton of kills. Now, continuing with the talk about loadouts, I want to talk a bit about one of the most important things, the class, and how you use it. As you can see here, I am using my gunslinger. It's a great loadout, and with it I have throwing knives. I have 2 of them. I have trip mine grenade, and it works absolute wonders because throwing knives are very useful in scenarios that you wouldn't think are useful, such as just you get one hit on them and then you forget to you should have reloaded. You don't have any ammo left when you're using your shotgun or sniper. It's good to have that just because it has that range, and it's very important for me. But I want to say that if you're going to use throwing knives, make sure you use them smart and change your playstyle to the class. So for shoulder charging, you're going to want to sprint a lot and all that jazz, It's just very class oriented how you play. As you saw there, I knew I had a trip mine grenade. Trip mine grenades are great because if he doesn't have maxed out armor or the ram, I can kill him. If I position it correctly, I can kill him almost every time with my grenade. Fusion grenades and flux grenades are also great. However, they're not as good in my opinion just because I main my hunter. I prefer to use my hunter, honestly. And that's another very important thing. You have to like the class you're using in PvP. Lastly, I want to just say that it is crucial that you just pick the class that feels the best. I could tell you 100 reasons why the hunter is the best class. However, it's just because I like playing as a hunter. I like the gunslinger trance. I like that because, it helps with the stupid stability. I like it. And if you like playing as a warlock or a titan, that's fine. Play as that. But this has been episode 1 of how to not be a scrub in PvP. So if you enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe, as I will be making these probably weekly, bi-weekly, something like that. So peace out, guys.